See the look on my face, that's my type of view.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. All right.
Can I swim in any other ocean?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen. I am pleased to be here with you once again for another hour of conversation. Today, I want to know how many of you all out there have seen the Michael Jackson biopic. I'm headed out to see that on today. I want to get a full disclosure of what's going on. Don't worry about messing it up for me because I'm going to watch it anyway. I'm in the studio and my producer is not Matt, but we have Yvonne Daniels, your afternoon girlfriend.
I did hear that Janet's not in it.
Yeah.
My name is Bennett. I don't want to be in it, which is kind of crazy. But anyway, that's all I got.
Janet nor Diana Ross, two very powerful figures that are in, in the history of the Michael Jackson era. So I'm really excited about hearing what's going on. As you guys are out there, I want you to like, tag, and share this conversation with those who are out there. I hope you're listening on this KISS 107.1 FM show. If you like what you're hearing here and you want to hear more, you can go to kisswtlz.com. You can get this conversation in its entirety and any other shows that we've had out there as we put them on the page. We want to give a shout out to the first person in our social media stream, which I'm not sure what you're seeing over there, Yvonne, but who do you see?
Sharice Steele Phillips.
Yes, Sharice, we want to say give a shout out to you. But we're getting ready to have this conversation. I'm super duper geek. There's a couple of things we want to talk about. Let me know. I don't know if someone's out there and you're in the purview or you got a message, and I should probably have texted her. Your girl is at it again, Kimberly Pruitt. Did you see her? Kimberly Pruitt, you did it again. She has 0 sense. But I was watching her whole Michael Jackson short vid, and it was absolutely amazing. She makes amazing content.
Did you see at the end when she passed out?
So if she's out there, she needs to get into the social media stream so we can ask her a couple of questions. I know there was a ton of people out there that have been going the idea behind it, and we'll talk about that in just a second. I want to get to what's really on my mind. But Yvonne, how has your weekend been so far? I mean, you're not normally a weekender, but you run a weekend shift.
Yeah, I do. I got a chance to go out too. So Financial Plus Credit Union had their branch opening yesterday, and Saginaw United.
Yes,
the band was out there, so they did their thing. That was really good. And I was just telling Amaya, I actually watched last night on Clio TVs. I didn't know that Luther Vandross is a 2026 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee.
Yes.
And so they had Luther Never Too Much. It played back to back, and I watched it both times. So good. So that's what I did.
That I don't. Is it a biopic or it's a story about his life? I don't know what it.
Mm-hmm. They had actual footage of. I mean, a lot of his sessions when he was working with David Bowie, just a lot of folks, and it was just so good.
That's one of my favorite songs that he wrote, but that's a really powerful session. You find out so much about him and all of the background vocals that he did, all of the people that he was working with, both here and in the UK, and how powerful. When I saw it, I didn't remember it. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. But I mean, he was one of those legends. And I think that we're going to be there are some people that have had those careers where I was behind Stephanie Mills. Yeah, I was behind Dionne Warwick. Yeah, I was behind, Patti LaBelle and the LaBelles. Just amazing history that we find out. And it's so sad that we find these things out after they're gone. And so we have to try to really give them their flowers while they're, after they've gone. But I'm excited. Shout out to Jeffrey Bulls out there in the stream as well. We are having a good conversation. And I know, Amaya, what's happening in the city. And I know that most of y'all ain't out there trying to run to the Wildlife Fest, but there may be a few of you who are out there going with the wranglers or anglers trying to get a fish. Or maybe you're just trying to get an elephant ear, as the lady that's on the other side of the mic from me today. What's up, Amaya? What's going on?
Nothing much, nothing much. I'm good. I'm here. I'm blessed.
So, Amaya, you are our take on the Wildlife Fest. Is it the Wildlife
Yes,
Fest?
it's the Wildlife
Okay,
Fest.
so tell me what was going on out there.
So if you want to go to the carnival, I don't know how it is today, but yesterday you could go right to the carnival. You could find a parking spot. It was nobody outside. It doesn't look like how it usually does
Well,
for the
they've
Wildlife
changed some
Fest.
things up, and I know that they moved.
Yeah,
I, I know. Well, there's a food court that
yeah.
has been one change of
The
everything.
the food trucks were actually at the normal location over there by Burt Watson
Yeah.
and by Pat's. It was packed, jam packed. You couldn't find nowhere to park. But it was nice. We went to Vargas yesterday.
Yeah.
It was really good. And then they had Wonder Burger and they have some new spots that I haven't seen before. It was really nice though.
Somebody said that they didn't know that there was going to be a food truck festival out there at the same time. Shout out to Jimmy Reed out there. Latrice said the elephant ear sounds so good right now. Hey, I'll tell you what, another thing that happened this weekend, hey, talking about what's happening in the village, is the Michigan Arsenal had their first home opener. They've been playing for a couple of weeks. And now they're out there making it happen. Those of you who went, because I know that some of you that are in the stream did have an opportunity to get out there, and I saw you, but I didn't. I saw you in pictures, but I didn't see you in reality. Jeffrey Bull says one of the reasons for the changes, because I know that normally there's some things that are out there at the airport. They move things around. Was that the flooding affected everything? Actually, I don't think that we understand how much flooding took place over these past couple of weeks.
It was a lot,
especially in the northern part of Michigan. I know that they up in Grand Traverse, which is Grand Traverse Bay, which is Traverse City. There was a ton of flooding, and so certain parts, and then there was a tornado out in St. Charles, and so they're looking for support and help as well to really just get back to things. And they said there will be a while from the tornado that took place in St. Charles before they really get back, and there was no real federal funding coming at the time. They're hoping that they get some disaster emergency funds coming this way, but it's going to be good. Fun game, yes. Actually, we're talking about the Michigan Arsenal. I had a chance to meet Mr. George. I can't remember George's last name, but it was an African-American man, black man, who is the owner of the team. And I was out there. Shout out to my boy Jairus Grissom. His name is a tongue twister. Jairus Grissom, who number 2 on Michigan Arsenal. He is a Saginaw Valley State University grad, and he is over there playing on the team. Thank you, George Bradford. That is the name. Thank you, Jimmy. I knew you would know. That's why I knew I could throw a piece of it out there, and I would be able to give my assistance. Thank you for the assist. But it was a fun game. It is fast.
It was.
I'll tell you what else I didn't anticipate. And I've been to see arena football before. We had Saginaw Stinging here before. But what was interesting, first of all, we had a black field. Was that cool or what?
Yeah, it was really nice.
Okay. Black field, Catherine Rivers out there. Shout out, great voice, the lady with the voice out there doing community impact. But it was so cool, black field. Now there were some things out there. I was like, the DJ. Oh.
We said the same thing at the same time. We said,
when I was waiting for the music to come out, I'm like, it's a brother. It's time. It's time. It's time. It didn't happen. It didn't happen.
You mean he didn't play T.I. Let him know?
No, he didn't play nothing.
You can have whatever you
like.
No.
We ain't have nothing we liked.
We were there, and I was like, wait, I just stayed in your arms tonight.
You gotta be stopped.
But the game was so much fun. It was a fun game. I had a long day that day, and we had kids there. But it was a lot of fun, very fast. I'm going to tell you, there was one particular hit that took place. I guess it must have been, because they only go, to 25 yards, 50. So it's like.
I don't know nothing about 50. Football. Don't ask me.
Instead of the 50.
I'm just happy to be there.
I'm just glad to be in the place. But there is a place, I think it goes 25. Normally at the 50-yard line, I think it's 25-yard line. I got to get up to date on those things. But there was a hit that took place right at about the 15-yard line where the guy got hit. I mean, he was, and it was like technique central. It's the kind of hit that coaches love and opposing teams hate. But it was such a large smack, and it went into the wall. And everybody was like, "Oh!" But that was the level of excitement. You still got to get used to this is the field goal. The ball can hit off the net, and you got to catch it. And so there is some getting used to it. If you are out there a classical football fan, there's some things to get used to, but it is a fast game. Great game last night. It was good to see the community out. I hope we continue to make that something that we do. Positive results downtown. Shout out to Bob Johnson. They are tailgating every single Saturday home session right there in the main parking lot. So if you get out there, you want to be a part of the tailgate. I think they would be good. What I think would be good, Yvonne, because we always show up. We like a good party. We
do.
We may not show up super strong for all of the games, but if we had a village or a tailgate party and we went down there and just had a tailgate to celebrate the new team coming in, what do you think that would be, Bob?
If we had a good DJ, you gotta get that music right.
You gotta
now.
get the DJ
You got to get that music right.
Maybe we just get an aux cord or a Bluetooth speaker.
Just let me plug in and we're good.
Okay.
And then we gonna show up, yes.
Okay, and so I think that would be a great idea. That would be a great way to show some support for the city, for the community, for the team. A lot of these guys are, they have hopes to going to the next level, doing on the next stage. So this is a great way. They need that support. The money's not there like the big stage in the NFL. So having that fan connection and that fan support really becomes one of the big reasons why these guys do it. They do it for the love of the sport. They do it because they like being a part of the game. And so I think that it would be really cool if we just kind of had they got a black field, so we call it a blackout. And we go down there, all of us just come show up in our black, and we have a tailgate and we go to the game and support the team. I think that would be an awesome thing to do.
Now, Jeffrey Bulls has said they need me now I can go out there and talk some stuff. I MC and keep it moving, but we're going to have to get somebody else on the ones and twos. Thank you, though, Jeff. I appreciate that.
Well, I will tell you this. What's his name?
DJ Tools would be good.
He would know.
DJ who?
Tools. DJ Tools.
DJ Tools, he is Yvonne, like more of a mature audience guy.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know if he would be perfect for the game. I think some games he would be good for. He's got his ears to what's hot and what's good out there. So I think that he would work.
They did play Little Baby though yesterday.
Okay. Well, everything this is for a diverse audience. This is not.
They played a little something.
This is not our attempt to run to. We're trying to make sure that the team stays around. And if you all want catered music, I say you go buy some of those tickets to make sure that the team stays in existence. And the greater level of support that we show, and when you show up, you buy tickets, then you find things are going to cater to what it is that you like. Yes. And that's why I wasn't mad about it. We talk about the hockey game. They were surprised. Jimmy, you're out there, Mr. Saginaw Spirit out there. Many people came in. It's like, they got owner suite, they got suites and boxes in here. And people were surprised because they hadn't been in there. And so a lot of people were complaining about, when the big tournament came here, the Memorial Cup, and that, we weren't included. I'm like, listen, black folks, y'all not buying hockey tickets. So
we don't really even like hockey. Like we're doing. Yeah, we're
And shout out to First Ward and Jimmy Green and those who are out there trying to bring hockey and expose. Now it's crazy because if you go and you listen to the story of Black Ice, you go out there and find out that we were actually original hockey players out there on the ice. It's a whole story. But the word that they're, the work that they're doing with First Ward, opening it up, and trying to expose, through street ball, and I think it's called like field hockey or street hockey.
Yeah, I think it's like field hockey.
That's basically what it is, I think, to some degree. It's great. It's an exposure. So the more that we know, we excel at almost everything that we do. So it is another frontier that I think that we can get involved in. But I love seeing the support. I love seeing the team. They gave a ton of tickets away for organizations. Now, let me say this. Let me just say this. So you got some free tickets for the first game, the home opener. They're going to be doing some promotional things to really get the community out. But this street ball, thank you, Jim. This is where we sometimes go all the way left. And what I mean by that is we want to keep getting free tickets. but there is a business model that has to happen, and I'm sure Jim is out there. He's going to understand. Sometimes somebody got to buy some tickets. There has to be some sponsorships. This is an opportunity for some of the small businesses or whatever to begin to become sponsors at a small level or whatever that looks like. And that's how you build a strong structure that you can enjoy the community, that you can still offer some free tickets. You can buy bundles of tickets to go see the hockey team, with now the football team. And when you buy those tickets, it allows young people to have those things. Ownership should not be solely responsible for these things, although I think that community outreach is a part and should be built into the model, which both of these teams I'm sure have. But I think that as a community, we have to make sure we go out there and support. So we got a blackout coming out pretty soon. I don't know. I'm gonna let you, after you and girlfriend, figure out. We're gonna talk about that when we're gonna have the blackout. Maybe it's the KISS 107.1 blackout. We all go to a game and have a tailgated. I think that might be something really fun to do.
We have to explain blackout. I mean, I don't want people to be like, "Oh Lord, oh Jesus."
Well, no, the field is black, so
Okay.
we're gonna come. Their color they wore last night was black.
Okay.
Michigan Arsenal is black.
Okay.
It's black.
I guess you could understand.
Everything black.
Okay.
We have 3 individuals who are African American that are on the air talking. So no, blackout. Anybody can come. The team's color is black, and I guess that's their home color. So we'll have a blackout. You come in support of the team, and and we could have a great time. No, I think it's great to see this, and I think the energy is great. I think that this is a great time for just to be able to have things go down. I'll tell you, some of the men from our men's ministry went down and they made a thing of it. And so I think, the brothers getting together, being able to go out there and see the game. What I did love, and I love this a lot, and I know that it's kind of harder. You can't send folks out there on the ice, maybe bust their skulls open. But it was great to see the kids out, engaging with the teammates and their new mascot, which I do not remember the name of that mascot. Arsenal.
Archie.
Okay, we'll get the actual name, because you look into the clouds, it's not going to bring the actual name here. So we want to make sure that as we do this, we are going to make sure that we get this out there. For the record, the First World Community Center Latino Leadership Group, this is from Jimmy Green, Latino Leadership Group, and Saginaw STEM has 10 tickets to every Saginaw Spirit game. I know they were out there, and I know that every time, Jimmy, that we have wanted to come, y'all didn't just let us come, but y'all came and put us in a suite and a box and got us food and all of that good stuff. So I've always, that's what I'm saying. We have to be able to come out, and we have to be able to support these teams as well. So just as you're giving away 10 tickets, I think that it's also, Jimmy, great for some of those other community groups that can to buy some tickets. And then not only that, but other leaders and businesses in the community say, hey, I want to sponsor a kid, 10 tickets to the game. That then allows you guys to continue to do that type of work. So I appreciate it. I need Saginaw Cap Suite. I see you, Jimmy. Jeff is we're making a connection here in terms of the community, in terms of what's happening, who's going to get what. But I do want to continue. We're going to have a couple conversations about a couple of different things. When we come back, we're going to talk about what's hot on my mind. We got to talk about the shooting at the White House, the correspondence dinner. We got to talk about the special election that's coming up. And I want to tell y'all about a very interesting interaction that I had with one of Cedric Green's supporter. I had to make sure I got it right, because I tried to correct it a number of times, and they were like, you're trying to act like you don't know his name. So I want to talk about an encounter that I had with a family member who was very livid about my inability to say his name, and the fact that I did not know him. And then we're going to talk about what's at stake with that election. And we're going to talk about this attack on Candace Owens. Are we supposed to jump in and save this Black woman or no? But we're going to talk about it in just a second. And also, I want to get your opinion, some thoughts. There's a lot shared on social media with the youth smashing grass at SBRC. And I just want to know what it is. Lots going on. People are hurting. People are trying to make it. And we have a responsibility to make sure that we're doing things in decency and order. And the village needs to show up whenever these things happen. Stick, stay, don't go away. We'll be back with more of Straight Talk.
Oh, here's what happened on the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Would you rather they keep shows like I don't know what I'm doing?
Doesn't it seem so much easier? Now, are we offline? Are we still talking? Do they hear it? Do y'all hear it?
Sorry.
No.
Telling you
I'm
now.
joking.
Shut up. Okay, I just want to say just one thing.
Say it, please, for me.
on yet. All right. Well, thank you back for more straight talk. I'm glad to be with you guys today. I want to thank you guys for giving me. Sometimes I got to just check to what's going out there because sometimes we'll have a commercial and it's not silent. So we're going to get into that today. But I want to get into what's on my mind. We all have seen what's taking place, unless you've been under a rock, the shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. And I want to really get some of your thoughts and opinions on what's taking place. Investigators are now combing through a message that was sent by the man accused of charging through a security checkpoint and opening fire at a press gala in Washington, D.C. On last night. The suspect's writing clearly stated that he wanted to target administration officials. And this was coming from the voice of the White House. And so how this unfolded, President Trump and top officials were rushed to safety after gunfire was heard outside the ballroom at a Washington, D.C. Hilton. And the acting attorney general, Todd Blanche said the suspect got off a few shots before he was subdued by law enforcement and taken into custody near a staircase leading to a ballroom. And so I think that this is interesting. Arraignment is coming up really quite soon. 21 years old, Cole Thomas Allen, 31-year-old teacher from California, and he will be in court on Monday. So what's going on here, family? Is this real? Is this Memorex? I know some of you were saying that this is not real. This is fake news again. This is another stage event. You know, what's crazy is that his first quote-unquote assassination attempt in where he got shot in the ear, MAGA supporters, I'm not sure, they're trying to change it. It used to be MAGA, now they're MAGA. A lot of the MAGA supporters are now coming out saying, hey, we don't believe that this is true. He's losing that base because he's doing things that he said that he would not, including foreign wars. So is this, what is this? Is this real? You know, I have been to some of these events and you could not take your cell phone. You couldn't get through. I mean, the level of security that takes place in these places is absolutely crazy. I told you just this past December, I went to an event, actually the president's annual prayer breakfast, and they basically strip search you without you get naked and take everything from you. So it's interesting. But what I did recognize is that this too was also in a DC. It may have been the Hilton, the same place, the ballroom, and the place was absolutely jam-packed in the ballroom, but there were people that had access to the hotel because they had a room there. And I think that this individual did have a room there. And I'm just kind of curious what y'all saying. I see some people saying absolutely fake. Sharice Phillips says, reminded her of a drill, not even a good fake. Nothing about it sounded real. Interrupting your show. Elaine Cook out there, what's going on, Miss Cook? Richardson Cook, fake news, fake shooter. It was planned.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I'll say this about this. This administration, and I think that this has kind of been the statement concerning it, that Donald Trump likes to operate, President Trump, because he's still the president. I want to make sure, just as I was offended when they would call President Barack Obama, I want to extend that same courtesy. He is yet our president, so we have respect for the office, even if you struggle to respect the person. But President Trump, they were saying that he operates from a place of organized chaos where he has to have chaos in order to thrive. And so I want to make sure, just kind of wondering what your thoughts are. Have you heard anything about this, Maya?
Yes, I actually watched the videos from both standpoints, from the side of where the president and vice president Vance was, and seeing it from the other side. And I was just like, the people in the comments said this looked like a Tubi movie. I was like, is this for real? Is this fake?
We were just waiting for the gun to come out.
Right. Like, it just looks so acted out. And then the fact that they got the vice president out before they had the president out, I just found it very weird. It just seemed very planned. And then when you watch the video of the people that were in the crowd, they just looked, they didn't know what's going on. And then you hear gunshots, but nobody is moving.
Okay, so let's get some feedback from some of our listeners out here. Cheryl said another episode in the clown show. Sharice Phillips comes back. He said it would happen it wouldn't have happened if they were in the ballroom. That's what he's trying to build. Okay, so I guess he wants them to. There has been a pause on the ballroom because, and this shows you, people were upset about the fact that they were tearing down parts of the White House, which is historic, right? So people organized and they began to use their voices, contact their elected officials, and so there was a pause by one of the high-ranking federal judges to that particular thing being happened. So now he's saying that if he would have been in his ballroom, it wouldn't have happened. I'm saying that because this is also an indicator for Black folk who are out there complaining about all of the African-American things and treasures of our history that are being removed that depict slavery or struggle from our people. We have to stop complaining. And we got to organize, mobilize, and make sure that our voices are heard. There is power in the people. Yet that's what democracy is about. Elaine Cook, usually the Secret Service would put bullets all over his body. He wants to go down in history as the only president to have assassination attempts and live to talk about it. He needs a ballroom that's super secure. All right, Hillary Daly, false flag, fishy. He releases the tape on social media and then says he needs a ballroom built at the White House. It's always something totally chaotic to then throw out something he wants the supporters to push for.
Yeah.
Well, that is the idea of organized chaos. And I don't know if you guys saw Jimmy Green. He's in here, but he posted on social media, and I have to agree with him. Sometimes I have to send him an inbox and say, Jimmy, a little too much. But Jimmy says it's like, I'll say it again. There's so much to unpack about all of this. Let me say this in full transparency. I don't think anyone deserves to be shot. But we would be remiss if we didn't address the conditions that create this incident. That's what I'm talking about. The hateful, racist, and insulting language that becomes a standard and yes, championed and led by this president sets a climate for this. And sadly, it was right. After he held a press conference that spoke that, it reaffirmed that. I hope that the shooter, and I guess it's a to be continued. Sorry, we appreciate you, Jimmy, but we know where you're going. And I say this: whenever you operate in organized chaos and you are continually creating chaos, pitting people against each other, at some point you're going to find that chaos is going to find its way back to you. So we hope that everything, we get some details and some real information and understanding. All right, now I want to talk real quick about this Michigan special election Senate race that's taking place. We have 3 candidates, I think, that are out there. We have Shedrick Green, who's represented the Democratic Party. Notice I got his name right because now I know how to pronounce it.
Yes.
I'm not going to say that in the break. I was with Yvonne and she's like, nope, this is how you pronounce it. Because I'm not going to get that name. That's one name, Yvonne, that I'm never going to get wrong again.
I got your back, yes.
Okay. So Shedrick Green, I said it twice, all right?
Yes.
The Democrat, Jason Tunney, the Republican, and Ali Sledge, Libertarian, I guess. I don't know. They're running in the special general election for Michigan State Senate 35. May 5th is the date, 2026. Early voting is opening now. So you can go and do early voting up until a certain date this week. I can't remember what the date is. Is it the 1st? I think maybe. But the winner will serve the remainder of Kristen McDonald Rivet's term ending in January 2027. She resigned, remember, the seat from the seat January 3rd of 25 after being elected to the 8th Congressional District in 2024. Green and Tunney lead in media attention ahead of this election. Now, what I want to say is this, and I understand what's at stake. This is a very important swing vote. This vote will shape how things look in our state. And I always say that I don't consider myself a Democrat or a Republican, but what I do not consider myself is in alignment with what this Republican Party is standing for. Yeah. So all of you folks who are like, I'm an independent, ask yourself this question. It doesn't matter if you are independent or Democrat at this moment. Are you in agreement with the things that are out there that are leaning in this political climate? What MAGA stands for? They have not, the Republican Party has not been able to completely disassociate themselves from this party. So if you are for the party of MAGA, then you'll vote with Jason Tunney and the Republicans. If not, then you'll know what to do. But I have an interesting story about Shedrick Green. I said it 3 times there.
You got it right.
There was a while back during the primary, I was on the radio and I was making a statement. Uh, you're absolutely right. Jimmy Green says, I endorse Green and I'm an independent. Absolutely. But in the primary season, he was opposing, I think, Dr. Pugh, and
Mhm.
we have some comments, and I was like, I don't know this guy. And what was interesting, and the people don't understand, is I really did not know this. I think I had met him that week, which is one of the reasons why I was having conversation. I met him that maybe a couple of weeks before. He had asked me to do a prayer. I think he's a great guy. When I heard his story, I was like, dude, they are not putting the story out here the way that they need to put it out here.
Yeah.
Because when you look at what he's accomplished in the military and things of that nature, now I know about him. I was like, this is the information that should be shared, because it's almost like a John McCain kind of story from a brother, right?
Mhm.
It's one that you can stand behind and get behind. But anyways, I did not know him. And he reached out and gave me a call because we are connected through connections politically and just in the community. Rosa Holiday, she called me and she gave me a blessing. Bless you back, dear woman of God. So I heard the calls, right? Folks from the community. And those of you out there still mad, don't be mad. Somebody's like, I haven't watched your show since then. I was like, dang, this is real. But what I do want to say is we gotta get beyond the point where it becomes like an all or nothing sum,
Yeah.
where we are so emotionally offended by politics that we can't talk to anybody. But I had this funny. I told her, I said, I'm going to talk about this on Sunday. I'm leaving out of the ER on last Sunday. A young man needed to have his foot looked. I'm at the ER doing my God's work, and I'm leaving out. And I see someone who is a familiar face. I don't have my glasses on, so I can make out the look. And so I waved, and they kind of waved. And like, I don't know if they yell across the emergency. I don't know if I should wave at you because I got a bone to pick with you. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I was like, well, you know what? I got time today. And I went over and I was sitting there, and the young lady, I cannot remember her name at the moment. She happened to be a cousin of Shedrick Green. I said it again, number 4. And
I'm not messing his name up.
and she was like, I was so mad at you. I don't like that. And she told me that my character and this and that. And so we get to, because my thing is this. I have opinions and I have thoughts. And this has a disclaimer at the beginning and the end that the opinions that are expressed on this show are those of Kareem Bowen, not the radio station. So I have strong opinions. And so when you have strong opinions and you're going to say what you feel. And at the end of the day, I'm going to be there. That's what I'm going to do. You got to be able to take what you put out. And so I sat down with her and I listened to her, and she was like, no, I need you to understand why this is the problem. And I want to give her a shout out. Dear cousin of Shedrick Green, I want you to know I have been rehabilitated. I've been restored. I've pulled out the computer. I've read about him. I've listened. The literature is in the mail. I even put it on my counter in the house. But I just want to say, it was a great conversation.
And say his name one more time.
Shedrick Green.
There you go.
Hold on. Let me say it like this. Shedrick Green.
That's
Okay.
number 7.
But I just want to say that no, and I understand that. And so what I realized, and she said this to me, she said, you have to realize that the platform that you have is very important. And I talked to Shedrick after the show because Miss Rosa Holiday called me like, nah, you know Elder. And I love you, Rosa. But I have so much respect for her. She's one of those people that when she calls and she says, hey, I need you to buy a ticket for this. I need you to do this. I have so much love and respect for what she has done for our community and for our people. And I just like her. I like her. She's one of those spirited people that is passionate about what she does. And so after that phone call, I got on the phone and I called Shedrick. I'm like, yo, bro, this ain't personal. And let me say this though. I want to say this because I think this is important. When I called Shedrick, and he didn't call me, he didn't have his ops call me, or maybe that's why Russell was calling me first. But no, but when I called him, and I said, yo, man, I said, I'm calling you because, people who like you, and I didn't know people like you like this, like people like you, people really like you, and they were giving me an earful. And I just wanted to say that none of this was intentional. My intention is never to demean, to demoralize or impugn anyone's character. And so I said, I told him, I said, the same energy that I would give in, in any conversation for people that I support. I'm going to give you that and provide you that same level of support. And what I loved about it, he's like, man, yeah, I heard it. People's trip. I don't get into that, man. This is the thing, and I know how people feel, and he was really cool about how he handled it. Now I don't know if that was politics.
He's like that. He's
Oh,
just
okay.
real. He's real cool like
he
that.
is like that.
He's real cool
really
like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Because he cool like that.
just saying.
But anyways, I just want to say to family and friends and those folks who are out there, please go back and watch Straight Talk. No, I appreciate you all out there. I think that these types of conversations about having to be able to bounce back, you may feel strongly about a candidate, but the world is not over. So now there is a very important race that is taking place. I told you all the dynamics, and this is really about shifting in power. And when we look at the landscape of what we're dealing with, although our local elections are the most important elections, this is our state election. These elections determine how the funds are used from the federal government once they come into this area. And I'm going to tell you, this is so vitally important. This is not a time to sit on the sidelines. This is not a time, Dr. Pugh and team, everyone that was on your team, this is not a time to sit on your hands and be upset or be angry. And I know that you guys are much more, you're more classier than that. But this is the time for us to really say, hey, what is going to be best for the village and those who are in the community? And I think that we're going to see that. So that's what I had to say about that. And I'm excited about what's taking place and just how this community is showing up. Now, I did want to talk a little bit about the smash and grab at SVRC, but I really, when it comes to these situations, we have a one-track mind and we just say, punish them. And I'm a believer that you should never overlook bad behavior because once you overlook it, it becomes something greater. I always say that the issue or the thing that you don't confront today becomes a giant you have to deal with tomorrow.
Yeah.
So let's deal with those issues. And I think, what's that?
You said deal with it and instead of a but and.
And yeah. And so I think that we have to make sure that we are dealing with the issues. Yes, I think they need to be held accountable. But I don't think that is where you take in the fact of what they were dealing with, where they were coming from, all of the issues that they're dealing with, their home life.
Yeah.
Accountability, everyone who must be held accountable. And we have to be held accountable according to the things that we're doing. Now, with that being said, I think that it's also important that when we look at how do we deal with the situation, when we deal with punishment, when we deal with holding people accountable, we then have to look at those deficits. And I think that it's in that process. That's what the penal system was supposed to be. That's why the Department of Corrections is the largest budget and has been that the state of Michigan has billions of dollars that we spend to incarcerate people. That is holding them accountable. But now in that accountability process, there should also be opportunities, or there should be included in that process, in that accountability process, dealing with the deficits that an individual has to deal with. If there are mental health issues, those things have to be addressed and not overlooked.
Yeah.
In this particular situation, with them being minors, where have we as a village failed them? Because in these situations, it's not always just the parents, but it's often the parents, it's the neighbors, it's the teacher. It is the entire village that often fails a child when we see these things take place. Yes, I believe that we do have to hold a standard for parents, but I think that most parents aren't out there just being bad parents on purpose. But I think that parents have deficits. And so if parents have deficits, deficits are going to be multiplied in how we deal with them. So we have to make sure that we're continually having these conversations. I think that we have to deal with accountability and understand. I'm a person who believes in grace. I'm going to deal with the issue, but I'm also going to deal with the issue understanding that I've never been perfect. And if I haven't gotten the full brunt of law for some of the things that I got caught for and not the things I got away with, then where would I be? And so I think that it is a very nuanced approach that we must have, and accountability along with understanding what are the issues that create this. Dealing in community violence, one of the things that I understand is that when you have low education, when you have poverty as an additional thing, as well as mental health issues and these other structures, all of these things are things that will add to and create or promote an environment where these things take place. So that's all I got to say. My last thing, where are we at in time? We got 30 seconds.
Break. And then
We got one more break. So when we come back from this break, I gotta ask y'all a question real quick. Candace Owens, she is under fire. One of the far right supporters, we're gonna talk about it, called her a nappy-headed black bee. We're gonna talk about it when we come back. Do we stand up for Candace or is she on her own? We'll be back with more Straight Talk.
hold on. One, two.
what is your theme? You know, it's interesting because I was laughing because I was out there and I was looking at folks who were dressing up like Michael Jackson. And someone came to church today, and I made a little. I looked at them, and I was like, "Oh, they must have went to go see the Michael Jackson Experience," and it tickled me when I looked at it. But those of you who are out there, can you hear me now? I know that you can hear me now. I think we're back in full stream. But I did want to just out there. So Candace Owens is now under fire. My last couple minutes out there, she's under attack. Laura Loomer, if you know Laura Loomer, she is not in the White House. However, she has great influence because she is really a strong voice, a powerful voice on that far right MAGA wing of things that are going on. She unleashed a heated rant against Candace Owens, calling her a nappy-headed black bleat explicative and claiming God, her husband, humanity, and even her future children all hate her. These personal attacks have been dominating and escalating over the period of time, but it's been surrounding the idea of Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica Kirk, and the broader conservative drama that's taking place. Now, the quick question that I was asking y'all is like, do we come out there? Do we support? We knew that Erica and Charlie, not Erica and Charlie, but Candace and Charlie, she said that they had kind of an understanding toward the ending of his life. They had these conversations and were talking about things. And she stood up publicly and said what Turning Point is now representing, what Erica Kirk is now doing is not what his wishes were. And so all of MAGA and Turning Point have been sharply turning their ire against Candace Owens. Jimmy, excuse me, I'll use my comments about Donald Trump and apply them to Candace. I guess Jimmy is saying that sometimes when you send the chickens out, sometimes the chickens will return home to roost, in the words of the great Malcolm X. But I think that is interesting. Candace, she has always been one of those people. I think that a lot of her opinions and thoughts were were meant for shock and awe. I think that a lot of her opinions sometimes are filtered through the lens of white supremacy and how we view ourselves as Black folks. Yeah. But some of the stuff she would say, I would kind of agree with. It was like, I hated it because I agreed with some of the stuff she would say. Then she would say something that was real to the right that would be really super crazy. I wouldn't even say right, it was just crazy. If you support Candace, then you should support Marjorie Taylor Greene. Hey, this is the thing. Marjorie Taylor Greene is out there. She is dropping bombs. Since her leaving politics, she has been the direct enemy of number 45, 47. So it's kind of interesting to see that dynamic. And so I didn't know if she was doing that just to set herself up for another political run or what was going on there. But Cheryl Walker says she probably doesn't want us standing up for her. That would be my thought as well, Cheryl Walker. And I'm inclined, like when you pick a fight, and you've been talking and we all sitting here and we just listening and we like, yo, no, that ain't it. And you're going to get the whooping that comes with the fight that you picked. Yeah. There was a young man that's out there. Shout out to my man, Deacon. I pray his name is Deacon, but I'll be like, heaven, Jesus, help us. But he has, there's been situations, I tell the young man, like, don't start anything. He's like, I'm not going to start it, Mr. Bowen. But somebody said that, things are going on. I just think it's crazy. We pick these fights and then we don't want to have to deal with it and think that someone should come to our rescue. Yeah. Yes, I do support Black women. I believe in protecting Black women. But you let us know a long time ago, Miss Candace, that you did not want our support. Yeah. So maybe Kanye will come to your rescue, him and Amber Rose. Maybe they will have your back on this one. But as for me and my house, we going to be quiet and serve the Lord. Amen. I hope you guys have enjoyed this weekend, this time. I'm going to give a shout out to my girl, Yvonne Daniels, the Aftergirl girlfriend.
Thanks for having me.
And it's always a pleasure to have you here. Now, what I hear in the studio as I leave out, Dave Rosas is in the area. He is doing, Miss Yvonne, what is he doing?
He's going to be DJing for the class of 81 reunion at BV.
At BV.
Yeah.
Dave Roses. Oh my God. He was such a he was almost like family. Odell Walker, the Walker family, those who are out there. And so Dave, if you are in the area, if y'all see Dave, y'all run up on Dave, let Dave know that the Bowen family is looking for him. I'm excited about it. We would connect every now and then. The last time I talked to him, he was doing something out in the community, out in the industry with distribution. But I hear that he's back in town. Your brother wants to link up. Your nephew wants to link up. Hope all is going well. Thank you, Cheryl. Great show to you all. I thank you guys for continually tuning in. Next week, we got one for you. I got a show that's sure to bring in your attention, get us talking, because I think that the community deserves the best that we have to offer. I want to sign off to everyone out there. I want to say God bless you all. Grace and peace.
Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on KISS 107.1. The views and opinions expressed on this show are the host. It's